Okay, hi there, this is your good buddy Bits, and we're here again for another spooky tale. Last night I told you about the Blue Angel. Tonight we're going to tell you about the Greenwood Cemetery steps. As I mentioned in early stories, the town I grew up in had 3 cemeteries. Greenwood was one of them, where the spooky stories came from. The cemetery appeared to be a nice level piece of land, but if you went to the rear of the cemetery, you would see that it actually sat on a huge bluff overlooking the southern part of the city and the mighty Mississippi River. Far below that bluff was Hershey Street, and if you knew where to look, you could find the old staircase that led up to Greenwood Cemetery. The staircase had a legend about it. As it went, if you walked up the staircase and counted the steps all the way to the top, then turned around and counted them again while descending to Hershey Street, you wouldn't get the same count as when you went up the stairs. I confirm this as being the truth. I have been up the stairs for a few friends, and we counted them all the way up and counted them again on the way down. No one got the same amount, whether going up or down, and none of us, our totals matched each other's as well. 4 different totals were going up and 4 more going down, and not a single match. Why? Was there something preventing us from counting them correctly? Were we tricked into miscounting? Were there portals on the stairs moving us up and down the stairs in a way to ensure that we could never get an accurate count? Who or what didn't want those stairs counted? The stairs have probably been there for 100 years. When I counted them in the late 80s or early 90s, what had happened to those 100 years that damned those steps in this manner? I can tell you the answer, but you might not want to believe it. It was erosion. Water and time had colluded to create this great mystery. The steps were broken in some places, covered in mud and dirt in others, and just plain missing in some parts altogether. It wasn't one continuous set of steps. It would rise so far for a bit, and then level off for 10 feet or so with a short sidewalk, then start going up again. It did this a few times. It was hard to tell. Over the 100 years, water had flowed down the steep hillside and decimated those steps. At one point, it was closed to pedestrian traffic because it was too dangerous. More likely, it was a liability to the city. So the reason why they were never able to count the stairs correctly twice in a row was simple and complex. As you counted the stairs, you were faced with decisions of what was a step and what was not. Sometimes you assumed that a section you would be steps and estimate how many steps would be there. Other times you just couldn't see the steps on the way up, but it was recognized on the way down, or vice versa. It was the disrepair of the steps themselves and your own mind that made it impossible to count the steps correctly. But maybe, just maybe, that was the plan all along. Maybe you were never supposed to be able to count these steps. Could it be that some unknown force shaped those steps into that configuration to prevent you from doing something so simple as counting steps? Maybe it was a test or an elaborate torture to slowly cause you to lose your mind as you ascended and descended those steps, counting them over and over and over and never getting the same number twice. You would spend hours, even days, walking up and down those steps, counting while slowly slipping into madness. A madness that would consume your soul. Did this ever happen to anyone? If you went there this very night and walked up those stairs, would you hear the torment of those souls as they counted? 1, 2, 3. Would you hear their footsteps? 4, 5, 6. Would you see them on the staircase? 7, 8, 9. Endlessly counting. 10, 11, 12. Would you count the steps? 13, 14, 15. Would you lose your mind? 16, 17, 18. Would you lose your soul? 19, 20, 21. Would you dare to count the steps? Okay, thanks for listening. See you again tomorrow night.